Well, while millennials laid the path to getting roasted by the media, Gen Z, we got a whole new narrative about us. I'm Michael, welcome back everybody. In today's video, I want to talk about the generation narrative, as well as the effects and opportunities that it's presenting to us, the younger generation, in Gen Z. We're the next group of workers, the next group of leaders, the group that's likely to call out all the old people around us online and in person. Go us. So keeping everything simple, let's jump right in. So first, we had the narrative about millennials being lazy and entitled for years. From avocado toast to Starbucks, they got a whole lot of flack. And now we of Gen Z have this brand new narrative around us that we're not only a depressive group, but we're also a highly sarcastic generation. But yet we're also the ones who will inevitably change the world. And with the oldest of us barely in our 20s or our mid-20s, we are far too tired of seeing the same stories play out over and over again throughout history. I should probably set an age range here. So it's from 1997 to 2012. According to the Pew Research Center. So it's estimated that Gen Z, we are between 25 and 10 years old. We also can't forget a microgeneration. So for those of you who don't know what it is, microgenerations are those of us who are born at the end of the prior generation and at the start of the current generation. And it's kind of an individual that shares traits of both of them. And so it's kind of odd to be categorized with one versus the other. But they exist. Now, the narrative about us being a very existentially depressed group, I think largely skips over the whole upbringing portion of where we're at and why we are the way we are. We have plenty of our own hot button topics, from global warming to education, diversity, opportunities, social media, and a whole other bunch of other things. Like, this is the world that we're gonna inherit. The lives we lead will take place here. Now, say what you will about Elon Musk, I personally don't know anything about colonizing Mars. But if we can't take care of the planet that we do have right now, I don't think taking over another one would be too good. And that's very important in saying, if that's the narrative, what about the effects it's taken on us, on our friends, and on our families as we grow up? I'd say there's probably quite a few effects that resulted from our generational upbringing. Now, clearly we got sarcasm, because we will roast anyone and everyone that's not actively going to be part of the solution. We do also unfortunately have a lot of existential dread, because it's kind of hard not to ask yourself, hey, what's the point when everything's on fire? And related to existential dread, we have a huge mental health crisis. Because there's so many problems out in the world, it's hard not to look at them and see the overwhelming negativity and not have it affect us. Though I'd be lying if I said I didn't get a kick out of Bo Burnham's Inside. He just happened to say what we were all thinking. But there are also positives that have come out of this. We are such a flexible and adaptable generation that if there's not a solution actively in the works, you can be sure that we are going to find one or create on our own. We as a generation have been reportedly less likely to stay with a company that doesn't align with our personal values and our goals. And I personally think that's phenomenal. We'll move companies, we'll move industries, knowing that we can do better, but also we can do more. And thankfully, that's usually in terms of more for those around us. The fact that we have our cell phones, literally the world is at our fingertips. We've grown up with it, we're raised with it, and now we can do so much more because of it. The unknown, everything else that's out there, it's freaking terrifying. But it's a little less scary knowing that we have millions of others who are also just as scared as we are. I mean, we'll take over the planet in due time. But meanwhile, these are some of the opportunities that we have right now. The younger of us still in high school, gauge what is interesting to you. Have fun with it. And I truly mean this as in join clubs. Create clubs if they don't exist. Join sports, extracurriculars, different groups that you're gonna be a part of. This all creates chances and understanding later on down the line. And I mean, the creating clubs always works in anime, so like, I don't know how hard it's gonna be. And those in higher education, and I don't just mean college or grad school, but also those of you who've gone on to trade school. Don't freak out about your major or the profession that you're on right now. For a college-specific example, I know people that have changed their major 3-4 times, because you have an opportunity in not only learning, but then also building a community that is gonna share the same interests, share the same passions, and also share the same struggles. Those of you in the workforce or entering the workforce now, Gen Z has been described as the generation that if the company we're working for doesn't align with our personal values, we're a lot more likely to move on to another career, another company, another group that does. And I think there's not only a huge opportunity in that, but also a lot of room for development and personal growth. And I'm saying this as a guy who, quit his 9-to-5 job and is now currently doing this. So take it how you will. I still believe it's a great opportunity for all of us. And with the world literally in the palm of our hands, with our phones, our tablets, our laptops, there is a lot that we can actively do that is no longer just tied down to who's in our immediate vicinity. And that is phenomenal. And I want to talk about how as Gen Z, I've been able to accelerate my personal development in high school and in college, and how I firmly believe that as we go through and assess the opportunities we have, we'll be able to tackle any challenge that comes our way. And in my next video, I'll be talking about just that. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I greatly appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram at KES Studios. I post there pretty much daily. And keeping everything simple, I'll see you guys in the next video.